All right, we are here. It's the Boxing Source, and we have a great thing here coming here for you as tomorrow, December 2nd, at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. We have a great card that's in the TrillerVerz, that is. You will see it live on USA Pay-Per-View on Fight TV, and the main event features two heavyweights, and we have one of those heavyweights here with us right now. So, bringing into the stage, originally from Louisiana, now residing over in Virginia, around the Newport News area. This young man is coming through, and he is going to be facing Michael Hunter in the main event. He is the Slugger. That's right, and he's hoping to slug his opponent on December 2nd here, and that is the man, Jerry Slugger Forrest. Jerry is coming in here after having a thing with the weigh-in and all of that. And so here he is here right now. Jerry, what's going on with you, man? Yeah, hold on just a moment. Let's see if we got this thing going here. I think you got you on mute here real quick. So let me check something. Let me get you here. So, all right, here we are. So we'll check that again. Here we go. It should be here checking in. Let's see. Yeah, there we go.
What's going on?
Yo, what's happening, man? What's happening? I guess you're all set to go.
How's it going?
All set to go against Michael Hunter, man. And looks like it's been a long time coming.
Exactly. You've been wanting this payback for a while now. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's been, geez, I was like, yo, it's been over 7 years. I'm like, God, you know what I'm saying? So I know that you are definitely, I know you're definitely excited for all that.
You ask and you shall receive.
Yeah, I know that, at one point I had been talking with Michael Hunter that, about him, trying to build his rep there in the heavyweight division. But you're, there's a long-standing heavyweight, a veteran. Like I said, 26 wins on your record, man. And, you're looking to, get him back. Plus, with your performance in your previous fight, like, a lot of people like that action in that particular fight against Slay, man.
Yes, sir. I'm willing to put it on the line, man. People love when they can tell that you're willing to put it on the line.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, I look back at that fight, and I mean, you definitely came back in that. And you were, definitely giving us Lei Zhang a whole lot of problems going into those 10 rounds, man. And
Yes,
I think at one point, if I'm not mistaken, you were like getting on them on the ropes, and I thought that they could have stopped the bout, man.
I feel like there's a couple of spots where they could have stopped it, but it happened like it happened. But I mean, that's why he was in the hospital, not being funny, but that's why he was in the hospital after 2 weeks after that. Like, he took a lot of damage in that fight. He took a lot of damage. He did.
Yeah,
but it was a great fight.
Yeah, it was definitely a great fight, man. A lot of people were, talking about it afterwards, man. And I know that Zhang did have a recent performance where, he, had like a recent victory or whatnot. But, you had this fight here against Michael Hunter. Maybe you could get, redemption 2 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Well, that's the idea. Honestly, when we beat Michael, I think the Zhang Zhang fight with him having a knockout, I think it's gonna be a good discussion.
Oh yeah, without question. Now, how is it, going into this thing here over at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City? I know, like I said, you're, now residing in the, Virginia area, Newport News, around Norfolk, Virginia. So, like, how is it, being part of this particular card under the Bella Entertainment?
It's a blessing, man. This is actually the first time I've been able to fight for my promoter. Like, you know, with COVID, we've just been, you know, separated, and you know, I fought in Vegas, Miami, so it's like I haven't really had a chance to show my team, my actual personal team, what I can do. So it's pretty cool to be here in New York, to see the team, to see the guys I've been talking to for like 2 years, you know. So I mean, you know, with COVID kind of on the rise again, but not as strenuous, you know, it's pretty cool to be in New York and not be in a bubble. Like, those bubbles are hard. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do the bubble again in Miami or Vegas.
Yeah, I know that you were part of a bubble in Vegas there with one of the top ranked fights, and I've talked with a few people that have gone through the bubble in Vegas, and as far as like doing the testing before you leave, testing once you get there, not even leaving the hotel, not going anywhere, like it's rough, man.
That's the most strenuous thing. That's the most strenuous thing, man, is getting the test, and you have to wait until the next day.
Yeah.
And that 15-hour period sometimes, just a killer.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's almost like you're taking a test for something else that I won't necessarily mention, but people probably have the same type of nerves before they get those test results. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you dedicated so much time to it, and when it takes all day to get the test, you're just sitting there like, could this be the time? And I've been blessed so far.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. And so, I think you just coming out of the thing where you were at the weigh-in and you had your fighter meetings and everything like that. So, you're fresh and good to go for, tomorrow, man. I know with Michael Hunter, I've seen him, in the ring a few times, and he's had a few good bouts here and there, but I know that you're definitely there to come and bring the pain and stuff like that. Like I said, you're gonna knock it out of the park, as a slugger, man.
Yeah. Well, the way that I turn up is because of the competition. I haven't had time to spar anyone like Michael Hunter, but I can tell you, like I told them, I know for a fact you can't find a left-hander like me in America. So the same as I haven't had time to train for him, I know for a fact he can't find anyone that's gonna fight like me and train like me. Not a left-hander. You know what I mean? So I feel that the playing field is even. We both know each other. I know him. He knows me. He knows what I bring. I know what he brings. So good fight. This is a hell of a rematch.
Yeah, like we were saying, it's been over 7 years, and I know that off and on you kind of like follow this career, from that particular point. So you've seen what he's been able to do in the ring, and you of course you're very confident in what you're doing. So I'm betting that you're kind of like seeing him as like, yeah, I got him.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the anxious feeling. Like guys like Michael Hunter, the irony of it is almost like you feel like they have your spot. Mm-hmm. So to get that spot, you have to take it. It's not going to be handed to me tomorrow. They're not going to give it to me. So you have to take that spot.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, I know that, I was saying here on your intro that you're, originally from Louisiana, but you're, now residing over there by Newport News. How long you have been over there in Newport News area?
Oh, man, like permanently. I would be off and on from here to Louisiana. But here, middle school, high school is when I stayed. I could have went back to Louisiana like my 12th grade year. I just chose not to, It's just a different city than when I left. So I just chose to stay here. But I love it. I love Newport News. I love the city. My wife, my kids are there, my family's there. So it's a cool place.
Yeah, man. I've been around there a couple of times. I'm originally around the DC area right now, so it's like getting that 2 or 3 hour drive down, to get out there by Norfolk, Newport News, and yeah, it's definitely a good scene out there. So you got the scenery, you got the scenery out there and the beach and everything. So you got pretty much everything you need there. It's like you said, you're raising a family there too, so you got everything you need.
If New York was country, it would be the 757.
Hey, got a point. Got a point there, man. Got a point.
That's how it. We're 7 cities. We're 7 cities, and we're closing it. But we have athletes, we have, I mean, you know, we have everything but a sports team, you know, so I feel like, you know, 757 is a good area for me to raise your kids. I mean, I love it. It's a vibrant place.
Gotcha, most definitely, most definitely. Now, going into the preparation here against Michael Hunter, have you, basically, had the training there over in Virginia, or you kind of like travel, to different spots in the state of Virginia or other states?
Yeah, well, of course, I live in Newport News, but I train in Ashburn, right outside of DC. So I'm there Monday through Friday.
Yeah, man, that's definitely a short drive, but sometimes that traffic, man,
Yeah,
around
sometimes
Ashburn.
that 3-hour drive turns to a 6-hour drive.
Yeah,
but
man.
Here we are. One day, I'll be flying everywhere I go.
Gotcha. There you go. There you go. Get the private jet, and you be like,
exactly.
looking down at all those cars and trucks, and be like, hey, what's up?
Exactly. It ain't nothing but sacrifices right now, man. That's all it is.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely. What would you say, like, after this particular fight, you get Michael Hunter in the ring, you get that win, and then what would be next for you?
Anybody. As y'all know, it don't matter who it is. Number one heavyweight in America, upcoming, Jermaine Franklin. Zing Zaylee, it don't matter. Whoever, I put it like this, whoever's willing to give the smoke. I won't say no names. There's guys with belts that wouldn't fight me when they came to that heavyweight division. And I think they still don't want to fight me because I hit too hard. So after I beat Michael Hunter, I want belts. I'm fine on the money tip. That comes with the fame. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I'm not really chasing the money. I'm chasing the belts. Like all that other good stuff comes along with being a world champion and being respected as the best fighter in the world. So I'm chasing legacy. Legacy brings money.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I mean, you got all of those guys there that are, around or at the top of the, heavyweight division. And, it's definitely a very, very busy division. We've had like a few big fights that have happened at heavyweight, in all levels. So you're trying to definitely get yourself in the mix, and you will definitely be able to put yourself in that position with the win over Michael Hunter there, right?
Yes, sir. Put me in the top 10 in the world. I mean, you can't. I can't be mad at it. I can't be mad at what this could bring.
Yeah, most def. Now, like you were saying there, this is pretty much like your first fight where you are pretty much around the guys that are, promoting the event and things like that. So, like, kind of like going to, finally being there face to face, like say, hey, I mean, finally, finally able to see you. It ain't like a Zoom meeting, a virtual meeting or something like that, or talking to them over the phone and stuff like that. So how is it, dealing with the likes of Lou Bella and Bella Entertainment there?
It's actually pretty cool in the sense of, time builds pressure, pressure busts pipes. I say that in a loose sense of you always want to meet your team. And when you can't meet them, you get a little antsy sometimes, you know what I mean? And so coming together and seeing the whole team is like, it's a breath of fresh air. Because now it's like, we see each other, we talked, it's a breath of fresh air.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I'm betting that you're, kind of like loose and ready to go and all of that here for your fight.
Exactly.
On December 2nd, man. And I know that this is, part of the thing for the TrillerVerz and all of that. So what do you think about like being involved in something like this, as far as like, how they've done these over the past, I guess it's been the past year or so. So they've had a couple of events where you have, boxing and then mix it with the verses. Of course, they had, the whole thing there with the locks and Dipset. And then now here,
that was a good one.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Yeah, and now here you got the thing with Bone Thugs against 3-6. So, So I think it's a great fusion there. Having boxing and hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Especially having the artists that they have right now, because I mean they're at least around my age group or something like that. Yeah,
exactly. So it's always familiar music with the verses.
Yep, exactly. So definitely. Looking forward to this one here with Bone Thugs and 3-6, man. But I would kind of like see because I know that you're like there on social media. Then you had the thing with Facebook and also Instagram and whatnot. So I want the people to follow you on social media. So if there's like any pages that you want them to follow, go ahead and drop it on.
Jerry Forrest KO on Instagram, JerryForrest.KO on Twitter, and Jerry Slugger Forrest on Facebook. If you friend request me, I answer the friend request. I always follow back. I try to follow everybody back. I can't all the time. But I'm a regular person, so I like to engage and talk to people.
Gotcha. Now, as far as like engaging, like, is there like any other fighters that you kind of like engage with often? Don't necessarily have to be in the heavyweight division. It could be any division or whatever. But
yeah, I don't talk to everybody, but Keyshawn Davis, coming up the young Olympian, good kid from Norfolk. Slick Nick Sullivan, he's from Norfolk also. He's signed with Golden Boy. I talk to Nick often. So I mean, Jeremiah Wiggins, just the local guys. I'm good friends with like guys like Jamel Herring and stuff like that. So I talk to a couple of guys, but the local fighters in the area, like I said, the Keyshawn Davises, I mean, even Little Shakur, his mom's from Hampton. So, those guys I tend to pay a little more attention to because they're in that area that I'm in. Mm-hmm. And, some DC fighters, David Grayton, Kevin Rivers, so I mean, I'm real close to the DC guys also, the Gary Russell, the great guys. So, I mean, I would say that the whole DMV area, I pretty much, I try to stay in contact or, root them on and they root me on. So it's more of a team thing. But yeah, if you're in this area, I try to stay close knit to you and pay attention to you and support you, and they all do the same.
Oh, no doubt. Definitely gotta, have that support of the DMV area, and like you were saying, you have those like Keyshawn Davises and all those guys there in the Norfolk, Newport News area up to, Capitol Heights, Maryland with the Russells and all of that. So you definitely have that type of, family thing going on there in the boxing, in the boxing circles.
Definitely.
And, like you said there with, Keyshawn Davis, I think he has a fight coming up. I think it's within the next week or so. I think it's going to be December 11th. So definitely going to be looking forward to that as well there, man. But I'm trying to see here, like, what else would like to know or what people would like to know about you that they might not know about you?
That I'm not the conventional boxer. I started late. I picked these B-side fights in the sense of I want the smoke. A lot of these guys are opponents because they're either told they're chosen to. I want to fight the best, and that's what some guys may not realize. I picked the fights that I picked because I really like the sport. I like the craft. Like I said, the money is one aspect, and that's fine. But personally, I want to be known as somebody. I want to be known as an inspiration to those that can't fight. You know what I mean? So when people look at me, I want them to be inspired. I want them to feel like they can do and accomplish, not in boxing, but in life, whatever they want to, whatever endeavors that they feel that's killing them or hindering them back. They look at my fights and people tell me all the time, the things they leave fight. Man, guys in wheelchair. He's like, I watch your fight when when I want to quit, when I get tired. So that's why I do it. Everything else comes with it. But like I said, it's about legacy with me. It's about, I have a wife, I have kids, I have parents, I have cousins, friends. So I try to be that little shimmer of hope for those that can't fight, for those that may want to give up at times. So that's all it is, man. It's strictly for me, love for the family. It's love for the people.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. That's a great way to explain it. Definitely a great way to explain it. With that, man, I know that you got a few more moments here to rest before tomorrow. So we're definitely going to be looking forward to seeing you there against Michael Hunter on Fight TV. Jerry Slugger Forrest, man, joining us here on the Boxing Source. Thank you very much for joining us here, man.
Nah, it's no problem at all, man. Thank you guys for the time and love.
All right, gotcha. So there you have it, man. Jerry Forrest there in the building, and we definitely are going to look forward to seeing him there against Michael Hunter. Like I said, that's going to be the main event on Fight TV. That's going tomorrow at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City. You have him there against Michael Hunter. You also have a few other fights going down. Joe Jones against Junior Anthony Wright. You have Frederick Julin against Connell Wheeler. You have Trey Lip against Mike Balagan, and Cassius Chaney against George Arias. And we're seeing here if we could, have another guest that's going to be part of this fight card to join us here in a little bit, as we're, definitely, looking forward to this. Like I said, there when I was, talking there with Jerry Forrest, that, we're looking forward to this particular fight card, one, and also, with the verses that's going to happen with Bone Thugs and Harmony in 3-6 Mafia. So that we're definitely going to, look forward to in this particular instance. And we'll see how, all of these fights shape up. As like I said, man, that's going to be a definite good battle, a rematch over 7 years in the making there with Jerry Forrest and Michael Hunter. When you have pretty much an all heavyweight card there from the Bella Entertainment, you're sure to, have a lot of action there when it comes to heavyweights. Real quick, definitely want to give a shout out to Emily Pendonakis, Emily Boxing, for making this possible, and also to the Bella Entertainment that's going to be hosting this event. Now, we're seeing here if we could add in our next guest, coming in with a record of 16 wins and no losses. He will be facing Cassius Chaney on this fight card at the Hammerstein Ballroom. He is known to the people as a gentleman, and that is the man, gentleman, George Arias. What's going on there, brother George? Checking in there, getting ready for his fight against Cassius Chaney. So definitely looking forward to seeing George Arias there. How's it going there, brother George, man?
You can hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for the interview, man.
Oh, no doubt, man. I know that you're out there. You're pretty much going to be represented pretty much around your hometown. You're from the Bronx, so I know you're going to definitely show up and show out here against Cassius Chaney, it looks like.
Hopefully, that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. But notice, big fight there in the New York area, and you see here that going up against another undefeated fighter. That this is a very big fight here in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
So I think you're definitely ready for it, and kind of like going to you, I guess, performing here, around your hometown there in New York City. Like, how is that like as far as like you anticipating stepping in the ring there at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City?
Well, I fought in the Barclays Center before. I fought in a couple areas that are very local. It feels, honestly, in a way, I like the routine of fighting away a little more, because you're completely out. being around here almost feels like, I don't know. It feels like almost sometimes you want to stay home, And nah, man, I forgot the question. My bad. I was looking at something else over here.
Yeah. No, I'm
Let me
talking
get more
about,
focused.
being in New York, like you said, it's kind of like it might be a little bit of an issue because you're, at home and you most likely want to stay at home instead of, going into, go to the gym and working out and training, and also, being around the area with your friends, family, and all of that. Like, it's kind of, I guess you say it's kind of better to be away from all that so you could directly focus on the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I've had experiences fighting locally and far away, and for the most part, the travel, like I told you, it seems like the one that I got more accustomed to. And fighting at home, there's been times when I stay at home all the way until the fight, and then like for this one, being in a hotel, it feels like a little getaway, like a random little getaway. Because you just drive to the hotel for like, what was it, like a 30-minute drive? So it almost didn't feel like for example, when I fought in Connecticut, that's like an hour and a half. As you know, like that's a lot of like time sitting down. Hazme el favor, cierra la puerta. Y si tú vas en el teléfono, dame un espacio ahora. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's just the sometimes when you're sitting in a car for an hour and a half, you almost like download the fact that, yo, this is a big deal, and you start getting a little like zoning in. Something like, for example, today really felt like going for a little trip, but nonetheless, the training, whether I fight here or I fight somewhere else, you try to get the last workout, a light workout before the weigh-in. You never want to be rested and then going in the weigh-in. You always want to keep the blood flowing as late as possible. Only time that was a problem, like I fought in February and I got quarantined in a hotel. And so I was there on a Sunday, from Sunday, and I fought on Wednesday. And it kind of, that's when the only time I can ever say that, man, I wish this was a local fight that I could have just been home or something like that.
Yeah. The thing with the past, year and a half of, fighters going into fights, and then depending on the, location, whatever it is, they got to be quarantined, tested, pretty much once they, show up, and kind of like being stuck in a hotel and whatnot, that kind of, kind of like messes up your routine a little bit, or what fighters are used to. So I guess, after about, a few months here and there, more fighters are getting used to that type of routine so that they know what to do, once they, step in a hotel or whatever it is before their fight.
Yeah, I don't usually, go on hotels in my everyday life. So every time I'm in a hotel, it's almost like synonymous with fight night. It's like, oh, I'm here to fight. So it always, being in a hotel always feels like I'm in a little resort or a little getaway. It always feels like this is where you come before a fight,
Yeah, I feel you. Now, with this upcoming fight here against Cassius Chaney, kind of like going to, your anticipation of fighting Chaney here. Another big guy, like I said, undefeated. So undefeated versus undefeated, and pretty much has like a good amount of, intrigue and a lot of stuff on the line there, because someone's always got to go, as the saying goes. So like how are you like approaching this particular bout, going up against a fellow undefeated fighter?
I fought like 5 other undefeated guys in my record in the previously, and it's sort of the same mentality as I've had when I fought somebody even with a losing record. And even fighting somebody with a losing record feels almost more nerve-wracking sometimes, to not get, to lose the O to a somebody who's not up to par. So I've always looked at every opponent as if they're completely capable of doing whatever they got to do. In this fight, I understand the like, the magnitude, but also it can't help but feel like it's another guy. Like I've been in this situation where I feel like another guy is coming to take my hat off. So honestly, you could make his record 0-21, and I would have still been feeling the same amount of like, don't take this lightly. Don't take this lightly. Absolutely everything they got to get done has to be done. He's coming for me, and I got to be ready. So records, honestly, don't really make me look at anybody any less threatening.
Gotcha. Yeah, you just, pretty much see every fight as the same. It's almost like, like you said, either they got, a losing record or a winning record. It's almost like a clean slate. Like you're coming in there 0-0 and they're coming in there 0-0. And you just make sure that you got to get that one win, basically there. So like kind of like going to, where you have your nickname. You said the gentleman. So, where did that come from as far as like, using that as your nickname for a ring?
It was I had no part in it. It was almost like it was just because of the way my character in the gym. I'm very friendly with everybody, very cordial, very I say hello to everybody. I going in and going out the gym. I take time out for anybody with any type of question. Basically, I'm there, and as I'm training, I'm also there, almost like I'm hosting the gym. It's almost like sometimes, But so then it's like, they call me gentleman because I don't even know. I had no part in that name. It was given to me first fight I ever had, already knowing that was my nickname, and I felt like it was sort of a goofy name. But it's like every day I live up to it, and it's like, whatever, like, let's leave it like that, right? But yeah, the nickname is solely because of my character.
Yeah, gotcha, man, gotcha. I guess, you carry yourself like a gentleman, and, everybody views you, that way. So I guess you just got to keep up to that particular standard, you know what I mean? So that's good, man, that's good. Like, you have this fight coming up here, like I said, tomorrow, December 2nd, Fight TV. Like, what is it to like kind of like be part of this particular card? I mean, you have, TrillerVerz, as they call it. You be part of the boxing, and of course you have the verses there with Bone Thugs and 3-6 Mafia. So like, how do you feel about this kind of like idea that they've, done the past few times, mixing boxing with hip hop performances?
I feel like for the spectators, it should be something like interesting, almost like you're getting way more for your buck. Me personally, when I'm in these situations, I am completely focused on my turn in the ring. Mm-hmm. And I don't care what event it is. My only focus is on what I got to do. And I sort of, you could almost say like, I might not enjoy anything else that isn't me doing what I got to do. And no, but it sounds very interesting. It sounds very much like something that, from what I've seen, the fans enjoy it. But me as a fighter, I could not care if what happens after I'm completely just about my thing. And that, and, I don't mean it in any way like saying that anything, or like the music isn't interesting. It is interesting, but when you have your butt on the line, you start to kind of get your priorities a little different.
Yeah, I'm like, you only got to focus on, the task at hand. And it's like, yo, I got to be in here and I got to handle my business. I don't really care about, all of these, other fights or, the stuff with the artists. And if the mic, messes up or they, don't pull up the right track or anything, I got to focus on my fight. So, I kind of like understand that completely there in that aspect. Being from the Bronx and of course New York City and everything like that, of course, extensive boxing history. Who would you say that you looked up to while you were coming up in the boxing game?
Looking up to in the boxing game. Let me see. Because honestly, like when I first started, I wasn't even really a fan of the sport like that. And the people that got me like excited about boxing were people like Julio Cesar Chavez, and I had a thing for the way Joe Frazier fought. I liked Miguel Cotto. Well, like as a spectator,
Mm-hmm.
there wasn't taking boxing necessarily. I wasn't really that serious in it. And as I was maturing in the sport, I really enjoyed the people that engaged a lot. Like you remember what was his name? The fought Timothy Bradley, the Russian guy that fought Timothy Bradley, they dropped him.
Oh, Ruslan Provodnikov.
Oh, like that. When I saw that fight, I was that got me very much into, and that was in 2013, and I started boxing in 2010. So I was still pretty new, and a fight like that, those were the fights that really like caught my attention. Later on, the more I kept watching the sport, and I started understanding uh, people that would fight and not get hit. That's when I started appreciating Mayweather, But as a beginner, I wasn't getting it. But as years go by, you start watching the sport and me being in the ring. That's when I started understanding the genius behind people like, let's say, Mayweather,
Mm-hmm.
who would fight complete animals unscathed and completely their best punches don't land on him, and he's able to do whatever he wants, and he's not tired and looks fresh. That it was later on that I started having like boxers, people with actual like technical skills started appealing to me.
Gotcha. So, I mean, you had your mix there, like you said, with the fights like Timothy Bradley versus Ruslan Provodnikov, or, going back in the days with Arturo Gatti versus, Ward.
Oh yeah.
And even like up to today with the Fury versus Wilder that, happened earlier. Those like all action fights, but at the same token, you do, kind of like enjoy when, Mayweather with his defensive prowess, or back in the day before him, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. So you definitely get a mix there when it comes to the sport of boxing, and people like enjoy it all the same, or they could have their preference, on it. Now, from the social media market, how would people be able to follow you in your career, like on the Facebook, the Instagram, or Twitter, or anything like that?
I'm not good with social media. As much as I understand, how the importance of it and how people can blow up on it. My personality, my character, I just can't. I try to. My Instagram is GG Arias 33, and I do a lackluster job in it. Like I might take a picture, like for today, for the fight, I take a picture, and another one after the fight. But I'm not on it like that. And sometimes even like people can hit me up and definitely I'll respond. But oftentimes it's just something that I struggle with, being a really good with the social media. But I will always make time for anybody that hits me up, or as much as I try. For example, now that I was training for the fight, it was almost like you don't have because that's not part of me. It's very difficult for me to like grab the phone and entertain, anybody who will have anything to tell me on Instagram. But on the most part, Instagram is the best way to reach me in any type of platform.
Gotcha. Well, without question. So they'll definitely be able to jump on there through Instagram to follow you. And like I said, we're looking forward to your big fight here against Cassius Chaney tomorrow night, Hammerstein Ballroom, New York City. And it will be shown live on Fight TV pay-per-view. So y'all be sure to check it out there. Yes, so big thanks to you, George
thank you,
Arias,
for real. Thank you.
Taking the time here to speak with the Boxing Source. And we're definitely going to be seeing you in action here tomorrow night.
Thank you so much for making time for me, actually. Thank you.
All right. No doubt. No doubt. So there you have it, folks. The big event coming up tomorrow, December 2nd, 2021. We have, everything happening with, like I said, the main event there with Jerry Forrest against Michael Hunter. George Arias there is taking on Cassius Chaney. You have Trey Lip against Mike Balogun, Joe Jones against Junior Anthony Wright, and Frederick Julin against Kynell Wheeler as part of this fight card presented by DeBella Entertainment on December 2nd, and it will be on Fight TV. So definitely check that out. And once again, I thank George and Jerry for joining us here on the Boxing Source. And you'll definitely see more of them. Like I said, they're going to be in action tomorrow night. So be sure to check that out. And be sure to check out the Boxing Source, where we'll have, interviews with the fighters here on rotation. So I thank y'all for taking the time to watch this video. And once again, TrillerVerz coming up. You see, George Arias is going to be in action. Jerry Forrest is going to be in action. Heavyweight card is going to be great. Thank you, and we'll see y'all later.